check it and so yeah. I think he's back. Let me just check.
Yes, sorry guys. I think I lost my internet connection. Yes, Brian, you are doing something. Continue.
I was just showing them how to access the portal on e-learning.
E-learning.
Yeah.
You are done.
Sorry?
You are done showing them.
Yeah, I was done showing them actually.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you get for part B? Okay, so again, we say that the company has achieved the target, okay, if they have achieved the agreed upon earning per share, okay, the 10% growth in the earnings per share, okay. So it's simply evaluating, okay, what was the earning per share that the shareholder, the managers ought to have achieved? 2.31 was the actual earning per share, okay, 2.45, okay. Has the manager achieved the target? Yes, they have achieved the target, okay. So other simply the use of the earn per share. Okay, and as I mentioned, earn per share, net income. Okay, we divide number of shares. If the company does not have the preference shares, if it has, then of course we deduct the preferred dividend to get what we call earnings attributable to equity shareholders. Okay, simple as that. Okay. Moshe, there's an extra note that I won't share, but anyway, that is it. Okay. So it's a useful measure to compare performance over a number of years. Okay, for example, you can compare the last year performance. Let me expand this. Okay, so compare the last year earning per share and the earning per share that was the target earning per share. Okay, of course we compare with the actual. Okay, of course critiquing the managers if they have not been able to achieve what was agreed upon growth in the earnings per share. Okay. One of the rudimentary way of trying to determine on whether you will invest in a company, okay, is of course to check on the growth in company earnings per share. Okay, don't forget, for the company to have an earning per share, first of all, they must make profits. There must be an income. There must be at least a positive value. Otherwise, we don't even report it. Okay, it is just left. There's no earning per share in short. Okay, it will be a loss per share if anything. Okay. So the one of the rudimentary way of trying to evaluate whether this is a good investment or not is by checking whether there is the company, okay, has there's a growth in the company earnings per share. Okay. Another way is the dividends. Okay, because you cannot pay dividends unless you're making the earnings. Okay, you can't pay dividends unless there's earnings. Okay, unless it's a profit. Okay, so those are a simple way of trying to, a very simple way of trying to evaluate whether there's a good investment or not. Okay. So let's do an example. Okay, we do an example. ABC company has the following. Okay, financial statement extracts. Financial statement extracts. Okay, so here, look at this is gross profit. Okay, so okay, 10 million operating profit. $4 million. Okay, share capital. The value of 80,000, call them 80,000. nominal value $1 per share. Additional information. One. Okay, this is $10 per share. Additional information. The firm has debt capital with an annual interest rate of 10%. It's nothing else. It has in issue $4 reference capital. Reference capital. The tax rate. %. 30%. Not 4. Let me get note 4. Do some calculation here. Target earning per share growth. Earning per share growth was set at 12%. Okay, required if the actual earning per share $0.21 of a dollar was earning per share growth target achieved. Okay. You can see it clearly. Nelson, you can see it clearly.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, attempt it first. Let me see how far you can go. Okay, I presuppose that you have gone through the question. So here in this question, as we have seen, okay, so you're meant to evaluate whether the company has been able to achieve, okay, those two targets, okay. Of course, the question is going to, okay, the financial performance measures, which are, like, for example, return on capital employed, what else? Interest coverage ratio, debt to equity ratio, which we have not yet more or less discussed. But either way, we can discuss the two. Okay, the wealth of the shareholder and the earning per share growth. Okay, then per share growth. So let's begin with maximizing the wealth of shareholder. Okay, I think I need to take an image of this so that it can open our writing area. Give me a second. Okay, let me open my writing area. Okay, so you can begin the first objective. The first objective being to assess whether the company achievement of its return has been returned. So if you check, okay, and the other information just before the required, the return predicted by, we have not discussed this model, by the capital asset pricing model, but just to fast forward, okay, what it means by that is that the shareholder want a minimum return of 14%. Okay, this is a model which we shall discuss later on. But the return predicted by that model on the minimum, the shareholders want 14%. So this is going to be like our benchmark. Okay, if there's a year where they don't achieve that, then of course we can critique the management. Hey, you never achieved the return of shareholder of 14%. So the minimum they want is 14%. If the return to the shareholder is going to be greater than that, then that's something good. Okay, but let's evaluate. So we can begin with 205. Okay, so this is 2005. Of course, P1 minus P naught. 205, I don't think we can do that because there's no P naught. Don't forget, P naught is the share price beginning of the year. And as per 205, we don't have the figures beginning value. So begin with 206, therefore. Okay, P1 minus P naught, okay, plus D, we can divide by P naught, combined return. Okay, therefore, 206, the share price, P1, we'll be told the share price is equal to 3.35 minus P naught, which is the share price beginning of 206 or end of 205, okay, which we've been told is equal to 2.67. Then in 206, we try to observe how much dividend has been paid, and the amount of dividend paid, okay, this is in millions. So we need to get the DPS, dividend per share, okay, because you see the dividend given there, it's in millions. Therefore, we need to get the dividend per share, dividend, okay, on per share basis. Total dividend, okay, 206, total dividend is 1.6 million. We divide by the number of shares. How many shares does the company have? The nominal value per share is 5.5, and the par value of the share of the company is $1. Okay, therefore, the number of shares is equal to 5.5 million. Is that clear? I hope you can see that. The total nominal value of the company share, to be told, is 5.5 million, and the par value per share of this company is 1. Therefore, number of shares is 5.5. Okay, we get 5.5. Therefore, how much dividend was paid that year? This is 206. How much?
Uh, 0.29.
0.29. Okay, yeah. 0.29. So plus 0.29. We divide the share price beginning of the year, which was the 2.67, the share price, head of 2.5 in percent. What do you get with the return, therefore, into 6? Okay, get how much in percent?
36.33%.
That's 6.33%. That's for year 206. Okay, and of course, I think we can make a comment. Okay, that the return that was required was that 14%. Okay, however, what was actually received was that 6.33%, so way above what was required. Okay? Yeah, definitely you can see that the share company seem to be achieving the shareholders' objective for sure. Anyway, that's for 206. Let's see for 207. Same process, P1 minus P0. Share price 207 is 5.74. Share price beginning of the year was 3.35. The dividend, okay, with the same process, the dividend for 26, DPS 207. The dividend for 207 was 1.9 divided by 5.5. The shares doesn't change, okay. To give us how much? To the DPS 207.
0.35.
0.35, so plus 0.35. We divide the share price beginning of the year, 3.35 in percent, we get
81.79%.
81.71.
79.
79%. Okay, that's for 207. And the same comments that you can make, okay, that the minimum this return with one is much greater than what was required of 14%. So they have achieved for sure. Okay, that's for 207. 28, the same process. Share price 28, 8.64 minus share price beginning of the year, which was 5.74 plus the dividend paid for 28. Okay, for 28, the same DPS 28 will be equal to the share price, the dividend 2.2 million, 2.2 million, divided by the number of shares, which is equal to 5.5 million. Give us how much? DPS 28.
0.4.
0.4. Okay, so plus 0.4. We divide by share price 5.74 in percent. That gives us how much?
57.49%.
57.49%. Same comment that we can make also here, that hey, the company has achieved a return of 57.49% compared to what was required of 14%. So it has surpassed even what the shareholders were requiring of 14%. And don't forget you could write down. Analysis here, as you can see, is 7 marks. Therefore, discussion 5 marks. So of course you need to have also discussion, not just analysis. Also discussion comes in. Okay. That's on the returns to shareholders. The other objective is the growth in the earning per share. Okay, growth in the earning per share. Okay, so earning per share growth. Okay, so we do need to get the earnings per share. Okay, so can here earning per share into 8, earning per share 28, 26, 25. We can do 25 here. Yes, you can begin with 25. Okay, because earnings is equal to, in 205, the earnings were 3.6, yes, 3.6 million, divided by the number of shares, 5.5, earning per share 206, the earning for 206, okay, 4.1 million, divided by 5.5 million, earning per share 207 is equal to earning per share 4.7 divided by 5.5 million, and then you have earning per share 28 equals 5.5 divided by 5.5 and get 1. 25, what do you get earnings per share? 25.
0.65.
65 to 6.
0.75.
0.75 to 7.
0.85.
0.85. Okay, therefore, the growth in the earnings per share, therefore,
1.
let's say the growth in the earnings per share. Okay, 205 to 6. You can say this is 205 to 206. Okay, is equal to 0.75 divided by the previous year, 0.65 minus 1, we can get in percent. Then in this is 25 to 6. 26 to 7. Okay, 27 is 0.85. 85. Previous year, 75 minus 1 in percent. Then you have 267 to 28. Okay, which will be equal to 1 divided by previous year, 85 minus 1 in percent. So you have to get the annual growth in the dividends. 25 to 6.
15.38%.
15.
Yeah.
15.38%. To 6 to 7.
13.33.
13.33. To 7 to 8.
17.65.
17.65%. Okay, that gives therefore to be the growth in the earning per share. Okay, then you have generally similar to get what has been the targets, 8% in per share, average return on capital employed, return on shareholders. Okay. There seems to be no given, okay, target earning per share growth, okay. However, okay, we can make a comment that based all the way from 205 to 208, okay, this company seems to be achieving a continuous growth in the earning per share, okay, because you can see that it's in 205 to 6, it was 15.38%, okay, there's a growth, okay. In 207, the growth slightly dropped, okay, because you can see it is 13.33%, but still it's growing, okay. And in 207, the growth is even greater than it was the previous year, 17.65%. So the company seems to have a continuous growth in earnings per share. Okay, some that we can say is a positive impact towards the growth in earnings per share. Okay, something definitely good for it. Okay, yeah, I think there's a comment you can make so far. Okay, maybe there's a comment you can make because it's about financial performance. Okay, so that's on the earnings per share and maximizing the shareholders' return. Okay. But you can see we have also been given the return on capital employed. Okay, I hope you can see that the return on capital employed, which can also do that analysis, by the way. Okay, because these are 12 marks. Okay, you can also get the return on capital employed. Okay, the return on capital employed. We simply given us the net income, of course, the earnings. We divide by the total capital employed. Okay, the total capital employed. Okay. That is net income, we divide capital employed, okay? Then you do for each of the year. We're doing for each of the year. No, we don't need to do for each of the year. Between the value of 100, the following values for business sectors are available. So maybe you can just make a comparison of the latest year, that is year 28, then you compare with the average, okay? Because it makes no sense to do for 26, 27, 26, and 25, because you don't have the averages for that time, okay? So we can do for 28, okay? Net income, 28. The total earnings were 5.5, okay? Return on capital employed. No, it should not be net income, sorry. Because you want to get the return to all the capital provided. So it should be profit before interest and tax, okay? Because debt is still part of capital, and we don't need to subtract the return to the debt holders first. Yes, it should be profit before interest and tax. Okay. So 28, the profit before income tax was 9.8 million. So 9.8 million we divide by capital. Capital is equity and debt, okay, as per this example. We know that the capital, we know the equity, okay, the total equity plus reserve plus debt. Oh, this, should we use market value? I think we can use market value basis. We don't use market value basis, okay? So going back to the extract of financial position, equity is made of, so this capital here is debt plus equity. Whoever gave the company money. Here there's no private shareholders, okay? They have equity 5.5 plus 13.7 to give us how much? To be equity 5.5 million plus 13.7 million. That's equity plus debt, and debt for that period. Debt for that period was 20 million. Was 20 million. 20 million. And of course, we express as a percent. Okay, because the capital sources are two. We have the debt holder and you have equity shareholders. You get how much? The return on capital employed?
25.
25%. So we get 25%.
Yeah.
Then we can compare with what was the industry. The industry is 25%. So we can say in terms of the return for the amount of return for every dollar of investment as the company is the same as the market. Well, the market is 25%, the company is still 25%. So the company has not done any better than the market. It is at the average of the market of 25%. Okay. Then, okay, there's something else here. The average return on shareholders fund. Okay. If you check there, the average return on shareholders fund was 20%. And the return on the shareholders fund for this company was 57.81, and that's 6. So it is, that's another comment you can make, by the way. Okay. As you can see, the company is achieving the return to the amount they are investing, okay, to the shareholders is much greater than even what the market is giving. The market is giving 20%. Okay, you can see here the shareholders are getting much more higher than that. Okay, that's 36%, 81, and 57. Okay, there's another comment you can make over and above the 14%, which we have already done. Not the other we can't do for now because they are part of financial risk, which we have not yet discussed. The interest coverage ratio and the debt to equity ratio, but you can do, but let's leave that for that topic then, which shall be doing. Yeah, so that's a question.
Sir,
yes, sure.
for the EPS.
The EPS, yes, EPS.
Why are we subtracting 1?
Okay, I normally prefer to use this method, but you can also do the other way. Okay, the growth is 0.75 minus 0.65 divide by 0.65, then you express as a percent. Isn't it? This is the old way you normally do it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, okay.
Yeah, but if you check
All
here,
right, okay.
if we divide this by this, it becomes 1. So
okay, fine. Yeah, okay, it's the same thing. All right, okay.
Yeah, okay. Any other question? And don't forget always to check on the marks given by in a question. Like this, a 12 marks question. That because you need to have a bit more of discussion. So always check the marks so that you know to what extent should I be discussing, to what extent should I work on this question. Okay, if there's no question, then I guess we can meet at 2:15. We can meet at 2.